So, as we look into solving systems of inequalities, the difference here between equations and inequalities, when it came to equations, we would have one solution, no solutions, or an infinite amount of solutions. Well, when it comes to inequalities, you're going to have a region of possible solutions. So, we're thinking on the coordinate plane, a region, possibly half the plane, or something that is, in this case, they call bounded with a graph of systems in a polygonal region. So um, we're going to see how things overlap or where the solutions lie for both inequalities in our system. So that's what the feasible region or the bounded region or an unbounded region will identify what my solutions are. So let's see, a tip. Inequality, we want to put it in slope-intercept form or what appears to be slope-intercept form. Makes it easier for us to graph and then therefore see the region or the solutions. You don't solve systems of inequalities algebraically, you solve them by graphing. As before, when we talked about graphing, when you graphing an inequality, if it is equal to or less than, you have a dashed line because that is not included in the solution. If it is equal to, it is greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, then we have a solid line because the line is also included. Now, what they've done here is they've said we have a system of inequalities here, and they have graphed inequality number one, y is less than or equal to 4x minus 3. So again, they started at minus 3, and then they graphed the slope 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And they graphed and they shaded the region that was less than or equal to. So negative 3, this area down here is less than or equal to negative 3. So that's why this area is shaded yellow. That whole area is shaded yellow. Then they turn around and they graph this other inequality, which let me just say I have negative 2y is greater than x. Divide both sides by negative 2. And then y is going to be less than negative 1/2 x. Remember, since I divided by a negative number, I had to reverse my inequality sign. So again, this is plus 0. There is no y, the y-intercept is not there, so we know it is 0. And then do the slope. Negative 1, go down 1, positive 2. Down 1, positive 2. Or go up 1, negative 2. Up 1, negative 2. And then there is my, the border of my boundary of my inequality. And then it is less than, so again, I would shade less than, which is going to be down here. So the region that is a solution to this system is where both solution sets overlap. So the yellow region and the blue region overlap here. So this green area, if you can see it, you can see that it should be a shade different, black and white. This region right here is where both inequalities have a solution. So that is understanding where I have where I find my solutions. And it does state here that the feasible region is unbound. It is unbound because it continues on forever, this direction. You know, those two lines go on forever, so it's unbounded. It goes on forever in that negative area. So, you know, you can pick a point anywhere. Let's see, 3. So 2, negative 3 is right here. So they picked that point to see, is it a solution to the next possible here. Do this check and or checking the region, and what they did was they picked a point. They picked negative or 2 negative system, and they plugged it in, and when they plugged in, they ended up getting 6 is greater than 2 and negative 3 is less than or equal to 5. Both of those are true statements, therefore they know that that is a correct answer. I would say take a moment. We're going to have a bounded region probably here because we have 3 inequalities, but graph them independently here, individually over here on this coordinate plane, and then I'm going to go ahead and graph them, but go ahead and stop the video, you graph it, and then you can check your answer against mine. Okay, so I'm going to graph this one in black, and I have a y-intercept of 2, 1, 2, and my slope-intercept is going to be, or my slope is going to be down 1, right 3, down 1, right 3, up 1, back 3, up 1, back 3. It's going to be a solid line because it is a inequality, a less than or equal to inequality. I'm going to shade this one, let's see, I'll shade this one red, and it is less than, so I know I'm going to shade it this direction. My next one is y is greater than x, so that is the same thing as 1 over 1x plus 0, starting off here, up 1, over, up, over, down, back, and that should be a dashed line because it is greater than, not greater than or equal to. And so it says that y is greater than, so that we know then that we are going to shade upward, that direction. All right, and then the third one is y is less than or equal to 1, so here's, and that is a straight line. And then since it's less than, we are going to shade downward. I'll just pick this color. And it turns out that if I zoom in, the solution area is going to be where these three overlap, which is this area, I think, right here. Nope. Let's see. Right here, I think, is where everybody overlaps. I do believe that is an overlap. We have yellow, red, and blue there. So that should be my overlap stage. So there you go. That's where all three overlap. Okay, so looking at this region, a bounded region, this was unbounded, and I was wrong because it keeps out in this area over and over again. A bounded region. So here, what they've done is we've graphed these inequalities, and we have 5 with negative 4/3 is less than, so we have this one being shaded this direction, being shaded that direction. This next one we have x minus 2, so minus 2, and this is right here, and it is being shaded greater than, so go in this direction. And then the last one, we are looking at x is greater than 1, which is this line right here, and it's going to be everything going this direction. So what they're saying is, if you notice, all of them overlap in this region right here. Right there. Area 7 is where they all overlap. So that is my bounded region because it actually has borders on all sides, and you're moving inward to that. So this is my bounded solution region. So that's what they're looking at. So if you go to check that, what I would do is I would go ahead and do this check, do it on your own, and then stop the video and then come back and check it and see how you did.